Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long time that I have been not recording though. So today let's start with the very application of Dwadasha Adityas and its reference to Natya Shastra. As I was as I was really looking at Natya Shastras and other references, what I have understood is that most of the body parts or this humanoid or this human existence as a whole is dependent on two planets. One is moon, other is sun, and other planets. Primarily, if we really look at this humanoid or this human existence is more or less dependent on sun and moon. And we see only one sun. And as per Vedas and Upanishads, we are talking about Dwadasha Adityas. That means 12. 10 plus 2. Dwa plus Dwa here means 2. Dasha means 10. That is the first part of it. And the second part of it is, if we really look at, there is one very interesting point that one needs to understand. Whatever sources or, whatever this human existence, be it progeneration, be it hunger, be it, we actually really looking at doing something creative, thought process. There has to be some source, right? Which is what is actually that spark, so-called spark. Now, when I say spark, how do you get that? This is what is called Agni, which one needs to understand. Let's try understanding Adityas in human existence and as per astrology also over here. Why? Because this human existence, though it follows the karma or the karmic deeds or the previous births, previous births actions, it has to go, right? So not every one of us really have understood or taken that subject that from this viewpoint, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first point which I wanted to tell. So one needs to really be more understanding about that previous birth's karmic deeds. That is a very important point. And the 108 Karanas and the center stage for the dancer is directly getting in touch with that Moola Virat Purusha. Who is that Moola Virata Purusha? This Moola Virata Purusha is none other than Purusha or Paramashiva. Though I am taking Paramashiva without that Prakriti, Parama Prakriti, so called Shakti. Paramashiva plus Shakti, Paramashiva Shakti. Shiva Shaktayukto Bhavati. So that when two energies come together, Shiva and Shakti, that's when the energy is released. Now, is this the form of Aditya? Yes. Now, when we really look at this Brahmanda or this universe as a whole, this universe itself is what you call culmination of countless planets. What we are taking is that seenable planet, noticeable planet. There are a few more unnoticeable, unnoticed planets. And even those galaxies. This is one galaxy that is there. This is one solar system that is what actually which scientists are working upon. Imagine that time and space travel that requires to travel other galaxies, which does not have any count at all. And this is where that Natya Shastra's importance comes into picture. Now, as I was telling, again, this Prakriti and Purusha's culmination is a key point for Natya Shastra or the classical dance as a whole. Though here, what one has to remember is that so-called Tilanas and Jatiswaras, strong tha, strong ta, pa, na, lead us to the part of understanding this Moola Virat, who assigns the tasks to 12 planets, taking care of 27 nakshatras as per astrology and 27 nakshatras as per yoga. And getting connected to that 33 crores and even more nakshatras, plus moons and plus galaxies. Not only this, Ashtavasus, who again keep a watch on and assign the jobs to 12 dasha, 12 or Dwadasha Adityas, or these 12 suns. The the more and then there are two more Ashwinis, and furthermore, if we see Moola Virat Purusha oversees these planets, Virat Purusha being Prajapati. Thus, Natya Shastra's 108 Karanas play key role. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. And how do you get connected to this? Mudras. Mudras are dance postures. Adityas referred to as Agni. Divine fire, terrestrial fire, Homagni, forest fire, Davanala, Agni Deva, Jata Vedas. Who is this Jata Veda again? Jata Veda is none other than who is taking care of the humanoid or the human existence. And Samagni. So, when we really look at all of these aspects, when we take the reference of Natya Shastra or dance form or the classical music form, it is only that divine fire and terrestrial fire that needs to be understood at first place. And primarily it gets us connected to the Jata Vedas. And that Agni Deva. Which Agni Deva? Again, Agni Deva here is referred to as Purusha or that Paramashiva Tattva or Sadashiva Tattva. Now, Agni, he is again referred to as Pavaka, Havyavahana, Vahni, Anala, Hutasana, Chitrabhanu, Jwalana, Vaishwanara, Vibhavasu, Dhanushketu. Like this, we have many names. Shikhi, Pingesa, Palwanga, Burijejaha, Rudragraiva, Hiranyakrata, Kavyavahana, Dakshinagni, Arani, Grahapatya Agni, Grahapatya Agni, Ahawaniya Agni, Dhata, Aryamana, Maitreyi Varuna, Indra, Vaishwana, Twastha, Vishnu, Anushu, Bhaga, Pushwa, Parjanya, Dakshinagni, Rudra, referred to in Ishana, Tatpurusha, Aghora. Now, like this, if we see again, this is where actually like one needs to understand. These are the Agni forms that we are talking about. Shivagni again is Kevala Agni, Bala Agni, Pradhana Agni. Agnir Hatasya, Jayate, Naha Agnir Brahmasya Jayate Naha. Agnir Hatasya Jayate Naha, Agnir Brahmasya Jayate Naha. So, here it is directly getting us connected to that Brahman aspect or Brahma. Now, if we really look at why should one be understanding about Agni? We as humanoids or human existence do not really have any understanding about the complex application behind these Bijaksharas power or that energy that emerges or that evolves, that comes out when we pronounce. So if we really look at, one needs to really be very much have that or make sure that you are aware of the fact that these Bijaksharas first directly get this humanoid or human existence connected to that Agni Deva. That is the point which I want to talk about. Now, if we really see Midhuna, Karaka, Karkata, Mesha, Vrishabha, Simha, Kanya, Tula, Vrishaka, Dhanu, Makara, Kumbha, Mima. These are the what you call nakshatras. Now, what are these saptaswaras effect on this? We need to understand this, right? Sa Shadjamam, Ri Rishabham, lower. Shuddha Ri Rishabham, higher note. Kevala Gha Gandharam, lower. Shuddha Gandharam, Shuddha Gandharam, Gandharam again, lower. And Shuddhara, Rishabham, higher. Komala Ma, Madhyama, lower. Higher Ma, Madhyama, Shuddha again. And Pa, Panchama, perfect fifth. And Shuddha Daivata, Da, higher note. Komala Da, Daivata, lower. Komalani, lower, Nishadha. Shuddha Na, Nishadha, higher. Though, if we see, the whole of the structure is based on the 360 degrees view, and furthermore, it takes us to that 5 dimensions such a structure of the words. Uni, multi, and omni. I was talking about Virata Purusha, right? With Virata Purusha being the center ruler, so called, as per science, is black hole here. In the sense, that energy that evolves or that is created gives that extra energy source, whatever that is required, and rest of the energy that is released gets back to that black hole. So this is the phenomena, or this is the structural approach of the science of sound or the music as a whole. Though the energy released travels in a unidirectional way. The point here is where the Vastu aspect comes into being. We look at Vastu aspect, right, when we build house or whatever it is, of the nature by and large. From the viewpoint of real energy travel, if we see, it gets going in and going out. It comes in, whatever energy or whatever it is, and comes out. So, all in all, Natya Shastra, if you really see, if I'm talking about it, it's not only about that Dwadasha Adityas there, or that Aditya or that sun aspect, or Surya. It is that primal energy source which is generated and gets into the human body, as well as when we perform yajnas or homas, we perform homas, right? Pronouncing certain mantras, or certain bijaksharas during the housewarming ceremony. That energy is captured. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beauty of our Natya, Vedas and Upanishads. And even Natya Shastra. For a dancer, one needs to understand about the Agni aspect also, as a whole. That is the point which I want to really emphasize upon. And that is the reason why Natya Shastra, as rendered by Natya Brahma or Natya Sutra Dhara, is the primary understanding for the construction for the constructional viewpoint of the house as well as human thought process. Though if you see, one thing is common for all of this, which is what is called science of sound and vibrations. If only the science of sound or vibrations does not happen, that frequency or that energy source getting to the body will not happen, ladies and gentlemen. This one needs to understand. Interestingly, it is touching upon the very point of energy coming from the deep within. When I say deep within, from Mooladhara. From Mooladhara to Sahasrara. We are taking Shat Chakras only. One is aware of the fact that Shat Chakras are there. But I'll tell you something. There are more than 20 chakras, or 20 nodal points, or 20 nodal frequency distribution points in this human body. And this human body is so, it's like an ocean. It has a lot of capacity to take, which one needs to understand. Now, one needs to understand practical importance of that practical importance of Jataragni. Why Jataragni? The point is, for be it Agni, progeneration, procreation, whatnot, even for what you call when you want to go, leave out the waste from the body, then also Agni is required, be it in the liquid form, be it in the solidified form. Everything. It culminates everything. Agni. Agni is an important point. Though this is the practical and easiest way to understand. Natya Shastra or 108 Karnas is one of the easiest way. I would, but you need to stay focused and you need to really look at it from this viewpoint, instead of you actually not concentrating and, whatever it is. One needs to put that conscious effort to understand that. Today, the science is talking about the black hole and white hole. If you see, this is existing in Natyashastra itself. If we get to the subject, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a very hard point. Not every one of us have really got to that level of understanding this. So, now, here is where that language influence also comes into. Whatever Sanskrit language that we are speaking today, it is a classical Sanskrit, not the old Sanskrit, primitive Sanskrit. It is totally different. Not everyone can really understand it. That is the point which I want to tell you. That doesn't mean it is not possible, but you can. That is what. And this has been modified actually. Whatever Sanskrit language or whatever that today scholars are speaking is very, 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 very much modified. In the sense, like they have modified to a very large extent by removing whatever that is needed, ladies and gentlemen. Tailored and transmitted version of the aksharas and matrikas. If we really want to get to understand that power deep within or whatever it is, you need to really get to understand the primitive Sanskrit language or Devanagari Bhasha. Purest of the purest Devanagari Bhasha. I'm not talking about the, modified version or the tailored version, classical Sanskrit language, in a way. And this is where again, Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahirmukha Suturlabha comes into picture. This is one very good line which one needs to understand. And once we understand this, right, this real and unreal world or manifested and unmanifested world, that Vedic cosmology, which I am talking about, comes into being, and that gets created, ladies and gentlemen. For everything again, Agni. So, this Dwadasha Adityas play a major role though. As I was explaining, right? Whole of the forms of Dwadasha Adityas. And it is also talking about the very subject of Dik Drishya Viveka. As per Vedas, as per the Advaitic philosophy. And this further gives rise to Jagrat Swapna Sushupta Avastha. Awakening state and unawakening state of mind at a higher conscious level. At a higher conscious level. Not even subconscious level, super subconscious level, semi-conscious level, semi-subconscious level, super subconscious level. At a highest level of conscious level. Though the interesting point here is this feeble energy, or so-called Mula Virata Purusha or Vastu Purusha, is none other than that Deva or primordial benefactor to get an answer for Karma Deva. Kasmai Devaya Avisha Vidhema. This is one very beautiful line, ladies and gentlemen. To get to that Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema, who is that Deva, or who is that Virata Purusha that one needs to understand? And this is again the beauty of Natya Shastra, or that 108 Karanas, which one has written, by and large. So, now, does this stop here? No. It gets much further to that procreation level or progeneration level to understand that Ardhanarishwar Swarupa Tattva, or Shiva and Shakti Tattva. Though one may argue on this, and ending with Makara Bija again. That's fine, I'm ready for the argument, healthy argument. To understand this fire, or this Agni, or this what you call Dwadasha Aditya aspect, Sun or Surya, again, one needs to come to Makara Bija. Makara Bija again is talking about the Prakriti. Prakriti, or that mother goddess, Lalitambika. Thus, 108 Karanas. Why am I stressing upon 108 Karanas over here is, they talk about various aspects. See, even to get to the understand that psyche, psychosis, psychology, psychometry, or psychiatry viewpoint of the human existence, this Agni Bija is the important and core point. At a higher conscious level, though one needs to go beyond all of these words and alphabets, this will be, though I will be talking about it in the coming videos, though. Here is where one, what you call, the very beautification aspect of the classical dance form, as well as classical music inference comes out. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, having spoken about Agni, the Jataragni, or whatever, that having spoken about this, having spoken about various forms of Agni, right? Agni is the Mula for everything. Even to ignite that positive thought process, one needs to have that spark, right? That spark is called Agni. So Agni has a place in itself, ladies and gentlemen, which one needs to understand by and large. Not that you ignore that. Think about it. Again, this is the beauty of Natya Shastra or that 108 Karnas or one of Vedas or Upanishads. Natya Shastra and 108 Karnas are nothing but that visualized approach or that visualization from the imagery and auditory aspect of the science of sound or the vibrations. Understand this. Let's say, like I am pronouncing a word. Evam Veda Yopamayatanam Veda Ayatanavam Bhavati Vayurva Apam Veda Pushmaman Prajaman Pashuman Bhavati. The point is, these whatever that I am pronouncing, or Asya Shri Shuddha Shakti Mala Mahamantrasya Upastha Indriyadi Varuna Aditya Rishihi Daivi Gayatri Chandaha Satvika Kakkara Bhattarika Pita Sthita Srimat Kameshwaranka Nilaya Srimat Kameshwari Devata Aim Bijam Klim Shakti Sauh Kilakam. What am I doing? I am actually like arousing that Agni Tattva deep within me. And as a part of note and disclaimer, my pronunciation might be wrong, but I am just giving you, like, how that energy travels. Thus, I conclude this video with a positive note. Think about it. As to why Agni Tattva is important for the body, or what are those Agni aspect, or that fire aspect, that energy aspect, which keeps this human existence moving. And not only that, one needs to understand how to use this, Agni in a positive way, specifically when it comes to procreation or progeneration, which is what is actually like, we are misusing and we are crossing our boundaries. The point is, we as humanoids or human beings have not gone beyond the words or beyond the lines or beyond the alphabets. We are just looking at a subliminal level, at a lower level. If one wants to develop himself or herself, he or she needs to go beyond a point. And most often, every one of us commit this mistake. In fact, including me, I have done this mistake as a whole. Natya Shastra or 108 Karnas is the best way, ladies. Think about it. Thus, I conclude this video with a positive note. Stay blessed and have a real blissful life. May the Guru's grace be with one and all. Have a nice day ahead. Namaste.